What's up, guys? Frank Macaluso here from Garageaholic, talking to you about status of my ongoing projects. Now, as you can notice, I've been uploading videos every other video for the two projects that I've been running, one being the E31S85 behind me, and the other one being the E30 M54 behind me. It's been quite challenging doing two projects concurrently because as I gain momentum with one project, I actually need to relearn the other project in order to get back to where I left off and kind of remember what I was doing or what I was cutting, what I was welding or things like that. But I'm getting over that. And I'm going to continue to do both of these projects concurrently. However, I'm probably going to end up doing a little bit more action on the E30 M54 for one major reason. And that is because it is going a lot smoother. This E31S85 I'll get to first. Is actually moving along somewhat slowly. I've been working on big brakes, as you can see here. I actually have decided to revert back to a certain different version of big brakes. Right now I have the E82 135i calipers and E30 M30 rotors, both front and rear. And I think I'm going to change things around a little bit with the rotors. I'm going to go with a slightly smaller, slightly thinner rotor. Instead of a 32 millimeter, I'm going to go to a 30 millimeter rotor because it's going to make the 6-piston caliper pad be a drop-in replacement, and also the location of the caliper will be exactly where I want it, as opposed to needing to shave the caliper to accommodate the rotor. So I am making some really good progress on this car here. I got the 19-inch M-parallel replica wheels here that was provided to me by another member, Euro Garbage Garage. These guys really hooked me up with a set of these things. They're very rare, hard to come by. I'm very flattered that they considered me for these. And what I did do is, let me see if I can turn this around here. Can I turn it around? Yes, I can. So these are the rears, and what I did was I actually spaced them out 5 millimeters. You can see that when this thing sits, it's actually going to be pretty nice. It's going to sit pretty flush, so I'm excited about that. I currently have whatever tires were on here before. They were 275/30 19s. I'm going to probably be putting 285s on here, give it just a tiny bit more meat. And in the front, I'm going to end up doing 255s where there are 245s on the front. So I am going to be doing that. After the brakes are completely done, I'm going to start working up here, where I'm going to start working on things like the air conditioning, the power steering routing. The power steering rack has been installed. The front sway bar has been installed. I do need to weld all this stuff up. As you can see, everything is still tacked, and that's okay. I mean, everything can be tacked. It looks weak here. A lot of these joints on the subframe need to be gusseted and added more metal and make it look pretty, and then I can take it off and paint it and powder coat it and do all that fun stuff. But right now in the prototyping stage, which is where I've been kind of hanging out with this car for quite a while, you know, that's what you do. You basically tack things together. You make sure that everything fits, because if you find out that something later on that you install here doesn't fit, well, then you don't have to break all these full welds. You just need to break the tacks and modify things. So it makes things a lot easier when you're in the prototyping stage. So this thing is going to start flying by once I get done with all the stuff on the undercarriage. The rear brakes are also being worked right now too. In order to move the caliper out a little bit, actually push it in a little bit, I'm going to need to basically take all this stuff off and cut and weld these locations a little bit more inward in order to fit the E82 caliper. All this stuff is all going to be replaced. All the bushings, the springs, shocks, everything's going to be replaced. Everything's going to be either powder coated or painted and completely redone under here. I'm going to basically drop the entire subframe, remove all these suspension bushings, and then replace. So there's a lot of good work that's going to be done on this car. I'm really excited about the progress that this thing is going to make starting in December. So, you know, stay tuned on that, right? I got new glass coming in the front. I got new windows and the doors. Everything's going to be painted the same Diamond Schwartz metallic, which is the color that it is now. This car is actually just going to be in excellent shape in the next few months. So you just guys stand by. And there'll be more progress on this. I got brand new headlights, brand new taillights. This is gonna be a great project coming up in the beginning of 2020. So, having said that, let's go to this project that's been on, I think, the forefront of most people's brains lately, and that is the E30 N54. This is the N54 engine. I basically stripped most of it out except the accessories. I kept the accessories on here for clearance purposes. As you can see, I left the compressor in there. I left a little bit of little piece of metal there for gapping and spacing concerns. But this engine is now positioned exactly where it needs to be. The driver's side motor mount bracket is installed. Again, tacked, like I said earlier. The passenger side motor mount bracket is installed. And the subframe is in. There's a new subframe video coming out in the next couple of days, guys. How did I make the subframe on this E30 M54? That's going to be coming up. And it's going to be incorporating the steering rack here, which is a 1995 M3 steering rack. It is a completely refurbished unit from Rack Doctor. As you can see, everything is essentially brand new. All seals and gaskets have been replaced. It has been painted. It is a green sticker, 3.2 turns lock to lock. This is a pretty nice model, and I think it's gonna fit perfectly into this E30. What else do I have going on in this car here, guys? I got a lot coming up in the next couple months, so stick with me as I go through integrating all the systems on this, right? I did it for the E36 M30. I'm going to be doing it here too. There's going to be no AC, so I'm going to be saving a little bit of time there. I have a removable core support here. You can see the removable core support bracketry that's already been installed here, right? So this has actually already been completed and devised in previous videos, so you can check that out if you want. This car will be full repaint, same Diamond Schwartz metallic black as the E31. The interior will be redone. We still have to do shifter shortening, so that's going to probably be in the next video or two. I've been working with CA Tuned in order to put together their new interior shade. Actually, there's like a wooden shade setup that they have now that's coming in. It's going to actually be installed on the inside of the glass. If you check out California Tuned website, you'll see that they have it for the E30 Coupe. They have it for a bunch of other models, including the E10, the E9, Touring, Coupe, sedans, all that stuff, all old vintage BMWs. These guys are the experts when it comes to that. And I've been using California Tune for a lot of parts. California Tune has been helping me out by providing me the front sway bar for the E36 M3 adapted to the E30, all the links, all the suspension. Essentially, they're providing me the full coil over setup, which is going to replace the existing E30 setup. That is actually right here. I'm going to be doing an unboxing of that very, very shortly. So this car is going to get a full-on makeover. All bushings are going to be replaced with Garagistic E30 poly 80A poly bushings. All poly bushings. They're all red 80A poly bushings. Garagistic is essentially the leader in all vintage BMW bushings, so that they've really helped sponsor this build quite a bit, and I'm very happy to be working with Garagistic on this. But yeah, this car is going to be a really nice car. Obviously, we're going to be replacing the wheels and the tires and all the other stuff. Yes, good point with the diff. The diff right now is an open diff. It's a I believe it's a 373. The M20 is a 2 liter. I think it's just a 2 liter M20 because this car came from Germany. But the diff was open. It was 373. We're going to replace it with a limited slip model, probably somewhere in the 315, maybe 325 range. So we're going to end up doing a diff swap as well. So yeah, when we drop the subframe, we're going to replace all the bushings, subframe bushings and all that stuff, and we're going to replace the diff as well with the limited slip version. This car actually has an MTech 2 wheel, which is pretty cool. No, we're not going to go Torsen. I don't think we can afford that, unfortunately. So for this build, we're just going to go with a stock 25% limited slip diff. So let's see what else we got. So those are the two major projects that I have going on right now, and that is the latest status of them. I've been working very hard to try to keep up with all the videos and all the content, the advertising, and of course the editing. The editing is a lot. So yeah, there's a lot of work that I'm doing here in order to keep you guys engaged with these projects. I want you to learn about them. I want you to learn about the projects. As you can tell, I'm doing a lot here. I'm trying to spread the word and send out the knowledge about what I'm doing through my website, garageaholic.build, and tell you guys about through my guides what exactly I do and how I do it, so you can do it yourself. But having said that, guys, these are the 2 projects that I have going on right now. This is the status as of November 23rd. My name is Frank Macaluso. The company is Garageaholic, and I am happy to have you guys here. Tell your friends, subscribe, like this video if you like the content. If you don't, comment and tell me why you don't like it, and I'll see what I can do to help. Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate the comments. I've been good to see these pop-up comments coming on in the video. It's really good to talk to you and converse about these projects. And I'm looking forward to talking about 2020, guys. Talk to you later. Take it easy. Frank Macaluso, out.